So I'm over here at Gilchrist County Animal Services, and I came to drop off puppy pads and that brand new manatee toy. And the lady was really nice. There's no high pressure salespeople saying, "Hey, take home an animal." The dogs are like $60. Cats are $25. And if you go further down that way, that's the trash dump that I go to a lot. And so I like that the lady was not pressuring me. Nobody was pressuring me to take an animal, I kind of am a little almost traumatized by what happened with little Scout, which they named her Callie. That whole thing probably shouldn't have happened. I wasn't expecting to get an animal, so I was just delivering pizza. We already know all about that. You guys know all about that. And, I regret not having money for the rabies and the vaccinations and the shots and things. Now over here at Gilchrist County, as well as probably a lot of shelters around, all the animals have gotten their rabies shots, have gotten all their vaccinations, they've gotten everything that they need. So financially, I think it's easier than, like, I was faced with like an $80 bill, and I wasn't ready. And I had 3 weeks with Scout, and I had to cut back on my DoorDash driving and my driving, delivery driving, which cut money pretty much in half. And I was like eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches while having this dog. I couldn't even work a lot to raise money to pay for any shots or vaccinations for her rabies or anything. I'm thinking that the guy gave her to me. It said on her tag, "Not ready," but he just bypassed that and said, "Here," even though she was not ready. She needed to be spayed, which I took her to the spay the next day. In hindsight, I would have said something like, "I can't take her because I have a catering appointment or something. I have to come up with some lies or something to kind of get myself out of any high pressure situation." But, maybe when it comes to me being under pressure or somebody putting pressure on me, or I'm really stressed out, I break down. I break down mentally. I cannot think straight. I kind of just give in, and that's not the best way to be. And so I do try to avoid situations where it's a high stress kind of, or a high pressure kind of situation, like car dealerships. Just this car alone, I mean, I felt kind of like pressured by that sales guy, but I kept talking myself into it too. Like, yeah, I want this car, and but hindsight's always 20/20. And I learned from mistakes and stuff, and I shouldn't be so nice and polite a lot of times when people are pressuring me. And I think that's weak. I'm weak in those ways. I know the ways, so I have to be not so nice, not so polite, not so, turn autistic or something and have like some kind of weird mental fit or something. They'll be like, "Okay, leave her alone, let her go, she's flipping out." Whatever, I have to come up with some kind kind of like tools or methods or something to kind of get myself out of a tight situation. It felt good to come to Gilchrist County, and I even looked at their dogs, and the lady was not pressure at all, and I saw some cute animals there. Everybody has websites that shows the dogs, but I think if I ever was to like foster or try and adopt again, it's important that the dog maybe be a little bit older, not a puppy chewing and destroying things. Housebroken, a little bit older, 2-3 years old, and having all the shots and the rabies and everything up to date on the vaccinations, and then that would give me time to start to build money, like to build an animal fund. People have helped me out. They've given me money for my pets. A lady named Cece gave me money for Kelly. My friends gave me money to fix my car, the front end alignment, to put tires on my car. People have helped me out. My trucker friends have given me money to buy that kennel. Lots of people have helped me out. They've given me money to help me on these things. And like I had Scout for 3 weeks, I should have been able to raise some money, but then it would be another, hey friends, can you help me out? Can you throw me, $50 or something to help this? Do I need my friends to keep giving me money all the time? That kind of hurts my pride, and I love my friends, and I thank them very much for all the financial help they've given me, but that's why I'm really trying to live as low cost as possible. I've got myself into this car payment, 3 years left on this car payment, $500 a month. And I really got myself into some situations, financially, like the roof payment is $2,000 a year. So I'm really squeezing myself pretty thin. And then to be faced with a $80, $100 vet bill for shots and this and that or whatever. Even to adopt a dog here, it's $60. Well, I don't even have $60, all right? And on top of that, I need an oil change, and I'm worried about, I'm trying to raise money to get the oil changed, about $40-$50. I've looked at Walmart and stuff. And also I did pawn some jewelry, and I need to. I'm going 60. Excuse me, country boy. Pickup truck out in the country on these stretches between towns. People go fast. Well, anyhow, where was I? So oil change on my car. I pawned some jewelry. It's gonna cost me, money to get that jewelry back. So I'm stretched pretty thin. So I'm trying to live my life to where I can basically try to afford everything that I've got, anything extra, anything that's going to cost extra, I'm struggling, I don't eat out all the time, by the way, because that's expensive, and I cook at home, I do my DoorDash and my Uber Eats, although I've stopped doing Uber Eats because they sent me way out in Levy County, 20-30 miles, and that's how I wound up at the shelter, and so I'm not doing Uber Eats again. They're gonna send Uber Eats will, if you order from Uber Eats and you get a driver that will take the order and deliver, it seems to be the only app that's going to deliver to you 20-30 miles out the middle of nowhere. Okay, DoorDash, I don't believe, goes that far generally. DoorDash has a tighter circle, a tighter radius. But Uber Eats is like, oh yeah, you could be 30 miles out in the middle of freaking nowhere and get pizza delivery. So I'm like, oh, man, I gotta stop, you know. And then I've been looking at some